I am really glad to be here. And I mean, I'm really glad to be here because on Tuesday I had a huge, horrible car accident. And I'm taped up and propped up and bruised and battered, but seatbelts and airbags work. I didn't know if I'd be able to be here with you today. So I'm just especially happy to be here with you today. So thank you so much for coming. This is my first book, and it just came out a couple of months ago, so it's very, very, very fresh. The book really began when I was a little small child in the hospital for deafness. And my mother used to make doll clothes for me to dress my Barbies in. And I really loved the tactile qualities of all of those silks and satins and laces and things that she would bring for me. And I loved to finger paint in the art room at the hospital. I'm still deaf in one ear and partially deaf in the other ear, but luckily about 4, I was out of the hospital and pretty healthy. But that sense of tactility just kept with me the rest of my life. And at age 15, when I was supposed to be going into a life of piano and dance, I ended up discovering weaving. You know, weaving, floor looms, weaving. And that was at a private school in Upper Michigan. And that changed my whole life. So I was really fortunate at 15 to find what I wanted to do. I'm a professional artist, have been since then, and art has been my life. But 6 years ago I found out that our eldest daughter was pregnant with our first grandchild. So it was natural that I make him something. And I love to paint with my sewing machine. So I use my sewing machine like other people use a pencil and paper, but only I draw with thread on fabric. And my wonderful volunteer, what's your name? Mallory, has one of the characters, and his Zephyr, this is Zane the zebra, or if you're Canadian, it's a zebra, and his Zephyr, and those are done with thread on vinyl. So I hand paint, I add different materials. So I made him a quilt, my grandson, and then I started to work on a diorama. I brought you my traveling diorama that fits into a suitcase, which is what I plan to take with me when I go to read to children's groups, so that they can actually see how the pieces in my book are all interactive, the scenes can change, and how they're all done with thread and fabrics and a variety of mixed media. Found objects, things I picked up at estate sales, but mostly I made everything in this book. So this book is a little bit different from what you'll normally see because of the diorama format, which was then professionally photographed. But not only that, I made the type. Maybe Mallory, you can put those down, sweetie. Maybe just open this page wide open. Let's do. So here's Georgie. When it came time to make Georgie's type, I said, okay, golf tees, because Georgie is a golfer. So I stuck golf tees into my backyard, and the yard guys came to cut the grass while I was doing it, and they kind of looked at me like, what the heck is she doing now? And I just waved them on, you know, do the front yard, do the other stuff, and I continued and photographed. So all of the type in my book is actually three-dimensional as well. I had a lot of speech therapy as a child because of the deafness and the lack of ability to speak properly. You'd never know that now, right? So it's actually serendipitous in not such a good way that our grandson, who is now 5, has a common speech impediment, very common to boys, and he is himself now, much after I have started this book, finished this book, he's now in speech therapy, and you know what he's doing in therapy, don't you? Tongue twisters. So these are tongue twisters in an animal alphabet form for easy reading, and it's about traveling and living in a variety of different places that you're not normally from. I'm originally from Canada. I live here now. And so it's about fitting in, having a good time, overcoming your adversity, no matter what, and in a colorful, bright, and happy way. So I hope that you'll enjoy this unusual book that I have self-published, and it's not available on Amazon. It's only available here today and from me at thetitle.com, so animalalphabettravelingtwisters.com. I hope to get it on Amazon. I hope to begin to promote the book, but you're really getting a first glance at it. Thank you so much.